Hello, butterflies. I apologize for our technical difficulties. Every show we have something that goes wrong. We're going in and out of Wi-Fi with a few of us. So just bear with us. I hope you have your tea and your coffee ready. Today we're diving in with executive chef Rashida Gillis. And Rashida Gillis is an amazing lupus advocate that's sharing some anti-inflammatory recipes with us today. And so, the devil doesn't want us to get this information out. So we've had some Wi-Fi information or technical difficulties with the commercial. And then also she's going in and out, but we are going to get the information out to you guys no matter what. So welcome to Butterfly Tea Time. Thank you so much for joining us, Rashida.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
So Shantae really has talked a lot about you and all the works that you're doing in the lupus community and with anti-inflammatory cooking, and just what an amazing chef you are. And I have to say, I checked some of your recipes out and your food, and not only does it look amazing, but it looks really, really nutritious, and like you have a lot of anti-inflammatory ingredients in there.
Thank you so much. I do whole wellness and whole health.
And does it well.
Yeah. So bear with us today, you guys. This must be a really important message because it's been interrupted the whole way through. But we'll be sharing your comments, and we're definitely going to get the information out to you guys. So Rashida is an executive chef, an advocate, and just a phenomenal woman in general. So Rashida, I really wanted to ask you, after doing research on you and seeing all of your works in the lupus community and then also all of your recipes, what really motivated you to start cooking?
I started cooking at a very young age. I was 7 years old, and I was one of 5 cousins that my grandmother actually kept every weekend. And back at that time, my grandmother partied on Friday nights and decided it would, since I love to cook, it would be our thing that she allowed me to cook for my cousins. So I really started off as a 7-year-old short order cook, just being able to cook for my family.
That's funny.
I love that.
That's funny.
Just became a part of my identity, my way of connecting with people. And then when I learned, as I got older, investigating health issues, I understood.
And that's important too, connecting food to health.
Absolutely. We must have a really great message today because everything's trying to block us from this message. So you guys, a background story about Rashida, not only, and we'll be bringing her back in, bringing her back out. We don't need an intro to the show. We're still going to get the message out. So let's add her again. So what are some of the first foods that you learned to cook for your family? Was it like grilled cheese, or was it just simple stuff?
No, ma'am. My family is very, very well diverse as it relates to food. So my first meals were breakfast, and all of my kids eat different. So they eat different eggs, they eat different proteins, they like their pancakes cooked different ways. So it started with breakfast.
Okay, so you were like a short order, like egg cook, and then what kind of meat do you want?
Yep. Yeah, what kind
That's
of
not an easy meal to cook. I'm still terrible, and I'm a great cook. I'm still terrible at making eggs.
Oh no, I had to do them all different ways. My sister likes over easy. My cousin likes fried hard. I have a cousin who likes scrambled, and they're still spoiled like that to this day.
Wow.
And this is at 7. This is at 7.
I bet you her grandma taught her how to make the eggs not stick to the pan, though, because that's always like the hardest thing.
You got to put that butter in there. The butter.
Is that what you use?
Some ham.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I did. Now I use ham.
The problem with butter, though, is that it burns. That's where I've been confused, is because the butter burns and the oil makes it too slick. So what do you use to cook your eggs? I'm curious now.
Well, everything is better with butter. That is my name. But you do have to be cautious of the temperature. Generally, depending on which egg style you're making, you want to use the medium-high heat until you get to the coagulation of where you're trying to finish. And then you can turn the heat down and finish. You don't have to cook at the same temperature the whole time.
Oh.
And see, my mom taught me that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know
You
that.
actually turn
Yeah.
the burner off when the eggs
Wow.
are almost done. So
Yeah.
they just finish cooking on their own.
Yeah, because it's still heated.
Yeah. Look, feed and learn something.
Do you know how many eggs I've ruined for my children throughout the years that they were just like utterly disappointed? I'm like, yeah, mom's not good at cooking eggs at all.
But
So
We all struggle somewhere in the kitchen.
yeah, I think that what she said is important, and I think is something that happens in the Black culture. Like we was talking about Black history, like things that we do in the kitchen. Like I
Uh-huh.
in the kitchen with my granny, and you didn't really think it was anything major, but those are like bonding moments,
It
experiences that you'll never
is.
forget. Like
It
like
is. It's almost like sharing your love language, like using food as your love language.
yeah, because I was a picky eater. I can't even lie. My granny probably was tired of me, but I would say I was a little spoiled because I was like, I don't really like that. And so she always knew that I have to have something a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, okay, well, since you're going to be funny, you need to know how this is done. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's cool with me because I don't like it like that.
So
That makes sense.
where do you guys struggle in the kitchen? For me, it's 100% eggs, and it was chicken. I would cook it too long. My mom taught me to do it that way, to be afraid of salmonella. But since I got the air fryer, I feel like I've been cooking chicken way better with like Italian marinade. Where do you guys struggle in the kitchen?
I think for me, being in the South, we like everything with a little spicy, a little
Mm.
and so when you have some people who may not like as much spice, like toning it down, making it still be good, that everybody
Without being bland. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
with lupus, because we're not supposed to have a lot of salt and we're not supposed to have a lot of so finding the replacement and still making it, like what you're accustomed to.
So
Yeah.
you're an overseasoner. I'm an egg burner. What about you, Shantae?
Me, I want to learn how to cook my favorite seafood, salmon. Every time I cook it, I overdo it because I just feel like, Black folks, we don't like, it got to be well done. I don't need no red showing, So when I have bless you, when I have the salmon, I always overcook it, and then it smells.
You're
like
afraid
the
of
whole
the
house.
raw fish.
I'm
Same
afraid
as
of the raw
actually,
fish.
I love cooking salmon, but I will say if you cook it even like a minute too much, it dries it out really bad. Same with chicken, though.
I know.
Yeah,
But chicken is much easier.
Yeah, chicken's easier. I'm guilty with the salmon too.
And you spend so much money on
That's
it.
what I was about to say.
I'm like, I've just paid you $25 to feed my whole family, burnt it all. What we doing? No, got the whole house smelling like fish. No, it's just.
Hello. We have one person, one member has said hello to us. Comment your name so we know who we're saying hello to. If you guys don't comment your name, we won't know who you are till after the show. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. As you see throughout the years, sometimes our shows go off without a hitch. Sometimes we can barely play the commercial and our guest can't get Wi-Fi. So we just roll with it and get the information out to you guys because you deserve it. So today we're talking about anti-inflammatory food. We want to know how you guys feel about it. Oh, it's Brienne from Middle B. Hi, Brienne. Thank you so much for joining us.
Can we call her Bree? Brienne, that is so pretty.
I love her name.
That is so pretty.
So I'm planning on going out to meet her next year. She actually runs the Middle B Foundation, which was inspired to her, much like me, by someone that she loved that passed away. She said Brie is fine. Okay. So her sister passed away from lupus, you guys, and she started this entire charity and movement called the Middle B, because they all had B names, and her sister was the Middle B, and she's
That's
started this
beautiful.
entire
Love
community and
that.
nonprofit inspired by her sister. So
That makes my skin crawl. That's so,
here's Brianna,
that's so
and all
wonderful.
the work you're doing in the lupus community in Chicago, and we'll do anything we can to support you. So thanks for joining.
Yes. Thank you for being on, Bree.
And happy belated birthday. I know you just had a birthday. I saw that on Facebook. You look so pretty on your pictures, Brianna.
Oh, are you a Pisces sister too? Hello, my birthday's tomorrow. I'll be turning the big 40. Craziness. I'm doing
Yes.
a Queen of Hearts tea party with butterflies, and that's why I got my red butterflies in today.
Yes. I wish I could be there.
Ooh.
30 years.
30 years old.
Oh, that's
remember that.
wonderful. You turned 30 and you're turning 40. Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome. I
right?
love it. Those are big ones.
Look at that.
Super exciting news. Brianna's actually going to be doing a show much like ours, but hers is going to be all, she's going through my lady. I connected them, Elizabeth Green, and she's going to be doing a whole bee, like a whole talk show with the bees for the Middle B to really, really inspire people and create awareness around that. So butterfly,
nice.
Congratulations. Awesome.
That's nice.
And happy birthday. So I can't really move on to the questions without our guest.
Well, we can. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about what we were going to talk about, because
let's talk about it. Because I mean, we always touch on the anti-inflammatory, but like Libra was saying, there's always new information coming out.
Yeah.
So
one of the big things.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you guys, I'm an interrupter. It's something I'm working really hard on. So is it possible to heal ourselves through food, through anti-inflammatory, through vitamins? Do we heal our body, and what does that look like?
I think it is. You agree, Libra?
I definitely agree, because you can attest to your personal experience, but speaking for me, when I was diagnosed with lupus, I had so much inflammation. I mean, you could tell, like now I get inflammation, but you can't really tell that it's there. I can tell by how I feel or whatever. But before, I mean, I had edema everywhere. Like I had no ankles. I had no wrist. I mean, it was just, my whole body was like swollen, if that makes sense.
Me too.
So for me, one of the things that my doctor, I had some good doctors and I had some horrible ones. That's like anything. You get some good ones and you get some bad ones. One of the things that one of my doctors came in and he said, I feel like you can be better than what you are right now if you're willing to change your diet. And I was like, what do you mean? And so he started going through a list of stuff that you can't have. He was like, you can't have any salt. You can't have any processed food. You can't have any ham. You can't have this. And I was just like, what can
I have?
Yeah. And he was like, well, you can get fresh
lettuce. You can have the turtle diet. That's what you can have.
So, in your 20s, that's overwhelming. And you're like, well, what am I going to have? And he was like, well, you can always get fresh food that doesn't have the salt in it. So sometimes we're trying to do something fast.
Out of convenience.
Out of convenience. So if we get the fresh vegetables, we can have vegetables, but we may not get no canned corn, or we may not get no canned whatever, because they put all the sodium in it to preserve it. So if we get the fresh foods, then we can, it'll make us feel better. It'll get rid of the inflammation, because sodium is in it, causes inflammation. So if we just switch to healthier alternatives, then we can see results in our bodies. And I didn't throw away everything, because sometimes you're in a hurry, so you do grab your canned stuff. But I try not to make it the first choice all the time.
Well, so they're saying don't even do the canned food, like, because I do canned green beans and corn. That's
if you look at the amount of sodium, if for someone who has high blood pressure, which is something that kind of happens with lupus patients a lot, they get diagnosed with high blood pressure. Because I mean, let's face it, we put salt on everything pretty much. I mean, salt is in everything, your potato chips, but you can get healthier alternatives. You can get stuff with less salt. You can do garlic salt. You can do other things.
That's right. That's right.
So I know for me, I'm allergic to gluten and dairy, and I feel very bloated when I eat those things. I feel very unhealthy. I feel like I'm not digesting everything that I eat. What has affected you that you can no longer eat?
Ooh, for me, I got a long list of stuff.
Yeah,
People used to get mad at me, and I would even cry going out to eat with family and friends because I couldn't eat like everybody else. Or people have to change their plans because I can't eat what everybody else can eat. But for me, dairy, red meat, pork, bread, although bread, like it's almost like salt. Yeah. Everything is breaded, fried.
Well, bread does create an inflammation in most people, but it also soaks up stomach acid, just like crackers do. Like when you have nausea, you want a cracker, you want like a little piece of bread. So I feel like in moderation. However, when I dive into like bread, like hardcore at a dinner, and you can't help it because you're chatting and the bread is there, I definitely feel those effects. But I will say, like, I've tried to do keto and to not have any carbs, and I was so nauseated because I've used bread and crackers with soup to settle my very upset stomach for my entire life. So I think like a little bit is very good for you because it helps soak up some of the stomach acid, but having it in mass quantities, bloating, because now everything has gluten in it because we're mass producing food. So
but you can still do with no bread. Like for me, when I went cold turkey no bread, I had ginger saved me when it came to nausea when I couldn't do the bread. So ginger and peppermint extract.
I love ginger.
That
when
works.
For sushi, I'm like, can I get more ginger? Like I eat it as my appetizer. So Brielle says we want to eat healthier, but eating healthy is so expensive. My goal here in Chicago is to make fresh fruits and vegetables more accessible to the lupus community. I want to provide that free of charge for them. Brianne.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I definitely agree that it definitely gets expensive. Me and Gabby went to Whole Foods the other day, and it didn't look like we had anything, but it was, when we got to the register, I was just like, I don't even want to talk about how much it is. We're eating healthier. We're making this decision. We're invested in our health.
Yeah.
It's going to pay off. You're wanting to be healthier. I need to be healthier too. So we're just going to get what we're going to get. But I cringed.
So So piggybacking off of this question, since our guest is having trouble with her Wi-Fi, one of the topics that we wanted to talk about this week is like, how can we eat on a budget, like not being crazy, but how can we access these healthier foods for our health without spending all of our money on it and regretting it later?
I'm like a really old school. I grew up with my grandparents. So my grandmother looked at the sale papers. So when the advertisements for the sales come out each month, they have something for the grocery stores. And you can look, and see who has what on sale. They do have fresh vegetables on sale. They do, even Whole Foods, they have certain things that they put on sale. So you can opt out and get those things while they're on sale instead of paying full price. If you're like me, sometimes we get what we feel like we're going to have for the weekend. We're just like, okay, we just grab something, and it may or may not be on sale. But if you're really trying to think about your money, you will look at those sales, and that will help you. And you can get some great stuff on sale and still be healthier.
Yeah.
Even with just like water and stuff.
For me,
I don't know if I get those ads. I know I used to back in the day, but maybe I could sign up. I never do the club cards at any grocery stores, so maybe if I signed up, I would start getting them.
Definitely, and you can also pretty much all of them will have stuff on the website, like on the internet. You can go to their individual grocery stores or whatever and see what they have and what they're having on sale. And sometimes they'll have coupons.
So what do you guys think about the vegetables at the 99-cent store? I saw those were there. I went to go get some butterflies for an event.
No. No,
I've
no,
never
no.
seen
Don't
any
do that.
vegetables at
Don't do that.
Wait a
Don't
minute.
do that to your stomach. Don't do that to your insides or your intestines. No,
No.
don't do that. Go to the farmer's market. That's how you eat better on a budget. And I got that from our guest today, Chef Duke.
Yeah.
Because when I moved here, we didn't know it's much more expensive in Florida than it is Texas.
So
Yeah.
what's wrong with the 99-cent store vegetables?
I mean,
GMO?
Why is it 99 cents? That's my first question. And what did they have to do to make it 99 cents? I'm wondering if I don't know if they put some type of extreme fertilizer on it. You never know. So, but if I'm going to agree with you, like go to like a farmer's market, or not even, it's not a farmer's market. Sometimes they have like people who actually grow stuff. Like my grandparents used to grow a bunch of vegetables and stuff back in the day when they were younger. So it could be people in the community who may have some little stands or whatever you want to call it, not necessarily considered a farmer's market, but just in certain areas in your city, pretty much in any city, there is a certain group of people that may even sell stuff to the grocery stores.
Yep.
Just LinkedIn and being able to get it from someone like that would definitely cut down on cost, because they got so much that they can get rid of it.
Yep. The meat markets.
Yeah.
The flea, any type of market, I'm trying to be there. The flea markets, the Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Anybody.
Oh, I love Trader Joe's.
It's too expensive to eat right and to feel good. You know, I hate I have to drive so much, but like she said, if I know that Sprouts, where I know has some really good, vegetables and fruit, in comparison to Walmart, I'm gonna wait until Sprouts has them on sale or go to Sprouts, and then but that means I have to go to Walmart for certain things, and I have to go to Aldi's for something else.
Oh, you guys are lucky that you have an Aldi's. We don't have an Aldi's here in Las Vegas. We had one in Chicago, but not out here.
Because that's a good alternative.
Yes.
It is.
So what do you ladies think about freezing food, or like what do we do to like preserve our vegetables if we are able to score a great farmer's market and maybe load up so that they don't go bad? Do you guys have any tips for that?
It sounded like you were about to say it. Freeze them.
Freeze them?
Yeah. For me, I go ahead and clean it, dry it, freeze it. I keep Ziploc bags and I just freeze fruit, strawberry, chocolate covered strawberries. Take 15 minutes to make.
Oh, that was our aphrodisiac for lupus last week, the chocolate strawberries.
Yep, maybe some white chocolate ones.
Oh. Yeah, so, and then you freeze them, Shantae, and then they stay good for how long would you say?
I use them pretty quick, so they don't last long, because I put vegetables in everything. If I'm making eggs, I'm throwing some vegetables in it. Yeah. If I'm making some chicken, it's coming with some vegetables. If I'm making some Chinese food, it's coming with some vegetables. Pasta, vegetables.
Yeah, and you really do know how to cook, Shantae. What do you guys eat like throughout the week? So for me, I live by myself. I've been doing like a lot of marinated chicken in like Ziploc bags, and then I'll just put it in the air fryer, which I just recently got. I jumped on that bandwagon, and I'll just put one piece of chicken in there, or I'll do two, and I'll have it for lunch tomorrow, and I'll do like carrots and tomatoes. What do you guys like to eat like throughout the week?
It is very, because my 20-year-old is still home with me, so she is pretty opinionated. So a lot of times we'll do like some grilled chicken with some broccoli or some type of vegetable, or sometimes she likes like grilled fish, or it'll vary, but it's always something vegetables included in it. And it's usually some type of protein, because I have to have some protein because of my kidneys, or I have to do some other supplement. But I prefer just to have like some lean, like chicken breast, like grilled or something. So for us, it's always going to be some meat and vegetables throughout the day. And randomly, she loves pasta, so we do still have a lot of pasta.
You know what? I actually got the chance. I've been experimenting. I got to try the red lentil pasta, and then they have like the chickpea pasta, and then they have a gluten-free version. So I will say through my experimentation, the gluten-free version is almost translucent. When you look at it, it has all the different noodle shapes. It's translucent. When you eat it, it's a lot less heavy. I
love it.
I love that one. And then I found with like the chickpea had a little bit of a taste that you have to get used to.
Okay.
So I wasn't crazy for that one because I thought it counteracted with the sauce. The red lentil one has a great flavor to it, but you want to do like a lighter sauce with it because you're going to taste the taste with those two pastas. If you really want to taste your sauce and not that, I would recommend the gluten-free version, which they have at the stores for the same price point. They just have less options.
My gluten-free pasta be way more expensive than my 99 cents I used to buy for my family.
Yeah, like $1.70, maybe it was $2. But Shantae, so Shantae is a mother of how many children?
3.
3 children. So you do the alternative of kind of cooking something for yourself on the side and then making your family meal, correct?
Yeah, or either they getting roped into what I'm eating, you know, and they don't mind it now because they see how much I work in the kitchen. So, you know, if I'm already in there 2 hours and I got to make me some when I get done with y'all, you know, so I started to be a little bit more compassionate and loving to myself and be like, look, sis, you got to get a grip. You can't continue to make 2 meals every night, you know? So either everybody has to eat what you eating or you're going to have to sacrifice and eat what they eat. And I'm the sickest person in the house. So I have to make sure that I'm able to take care of everybody, including myself. So that means everybody's eating healthier.
That's a lot of dishes, Shantae.
It is, but what I do when I'm meal planning, or not meal planning per se, but when I'm planning my menu out, I make sure that I have a certain amount of plant-based meals, a certain amount of seafood meals, a certain amount. I try to limit how much chicken, how much fried, you know, or how many salads I'm throwing in, you know. So I try to keep it balanced, but being a lot.
I get that. I can definitely understand that.
Yeah, but we do what we do because we love the people we love, you know. Cooking can be a definite love language.
Yeah, so you're talking about cooking with a woman that prepares it for herself every night, a single mom, and then someone with multiple family and her own dietary issues. So no matter what, you can do it and you can figure it out, and you just have to make it work for you. And we always recommend doing a food journal and writing down some of the things that maybe are triggering inflammation within your body, or maybe don't agree with you that you haven't solved yet. I'm going through that right now myself. It's my birthday week, so I've definitely been eating some different foods than I normally eat. I've definitely felt not as well as normal and maybe a little bit bloated. But I'm going to do, and I challenge you all to do, the sensitivity test. You can find it at your grocery store, and it's kind of like the ancestry test, where you basically take a little saliva, you send it out, and they give you a full report for $100 of every single thing that you're allergic to and what effect it's having on your body. And I haven't done it yet. I've wanted to do it for months, but I'm going to do that for myself for my birthday to find out. I was itching so bad the other day, and I've thought it was tomatoes before. I've thought maybe it's gluten. But I'm like, all right, I can't itch like this anymore. And I have the butterfly nectar through my whole office. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm allergic to something and I need to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, yeah.
And if you're allergic to something that you don't know, it is going to cause you inflammation. Like my hand was hurting the other day. It is going to cause you inflammation. So we all owe it to ourselves to figure out what we're sensitive and allergic to through food diary, and also this sensitivity test that I've recommended over the counter, just to see what bothers you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I need.
I think a lot of us would be really surprised at what our body can't handle, how we love to eat and how we don't even notice it on those occasions.
That's right. It'll make us more mindful.
So why do you guys think it's so important to master an anti-inflammatory diet and lifestyle?
It's more than just a diet. It's definitely a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You got to keep, I mean, with lupus, or anybody, you have to keep the information down in order to be able to move and to really feel good. You know, so mastering that lifestyle and the diet is definitely crucial.
I think that's very important. Like you said, for anyone, even people who have like arthritis, there's certain things they shouldn't be eating, and if they're eating it, they're like, well, I don't know why I don't feel so good. I was feeling fine all day. Well, what have you eaten today? Get that. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that. So, but a lot of times we're not even aware, or we don't even know. But
we don't.
So sometimes, like you said, keeping a food journal, being aware of what you're eating, and doing research on what you constantly eat. I mean, like you can tell, like some days, oh, today was a great day. I felt so good. Well, what did you have today? Well, I had a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I didn't have a bunch of junk. So okay. Well, could that be a contributing factor? Well, what did I have yesterday? Well, yesterday I had everything I could think of. It wasn't good, but like, oh, I felt like garbage about 6 hours later.
You could definitely connect the dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me, I keep putting it off. I always talk about this allergy test, yet I haven't done it myself. And I kept thinking, I think it's tomatoes. But then yesterday I didn't have tomatoes, and I woke up the day before yesterday and I'm just itching. Even my scalp is itching. My hands feel swollen. I'm itching everywhere. And I'm like, what am I allergic to? So stay tuned. I'm going to do the allergy test, and I hope that you guys will as well, and really put that time into yourself to see what your body is having a hard reaction to. And we'll navigate this together. So I'm really sorry that we had an amazing featured guest, our executive chef, but I would like to plan another day. And what we really want to do is really, really do a live tutorial with her, really deep diving into some of her anti-inflammatory recipes. So if you guys would be interested in that, and what is our date for that, Shantae?
That's going to be the 6th. And she's already given us a menu too.
Okay. So we're going to be doing this Monday, and she's going to be live on air, and we'll be sharing her video cooking an anti-inflammatory recipe.
Yes.
So I hope that you guys can make that. It's going to be March 6th. We're going to do on Monday, just so that we can really, really deep dive into her cooking and all of her tips. And we also want to invite you guys to follow her. So she's the Real Chef Duke. You can look at some of her recipes to prepare for the 6th. And we're going to be diving in and cooking some anti-inflammatory recipes and making it super easy for you guys. So we hope you can make it Monday, March 6th, right here in Louisiana.
If you can, let us know.
Yeah.
Put a comment in the comments, just say interested, that way we can send you an exclusive invitation, and you get to enjoy the live cooking demo. You get to learn how to cook some good orange glazed salmon.
Yeah, we need help with our salmon, so that'll be nice for us to be able to also see what anti-inflammatory vegetables pair well with that, so that we can all go on this journey together for 2023.
Yeah, eating good, looking good, feeling good.
Right. All right, you guys. So comment interested, and we'll get the show together. We will be bringing back Chef Duke so that we can have a redo and really just sharing and deep diving in all her amazing healing anti-inflammatory foods. Until next time, bye free.
Bye.
Oh, not even this is going to work today.
It's okay.
It's all right, you guys. Like nothing's working today.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
All right. Until next time, fly free.